Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Cooking with Denoy episode. Today, we're actually going to try to cook up this Dollar Tree $1 ribeye steak. This boneless beef ribeye steak, mechanically tenderized. And it's a tiny little thing. Look how small it is. But it was only $1, and I thought I would try it out to see what it tastes like. And as you can see, we are currently back at the hut, getting ready to cook on our rocket stove. I have it set up right here to start soon. Got some wood in there, but also lots of paper. That paper you're seeing is actually me burning up my past. These are letters, emails, evidence, court filings from my really nasty divorce and everything else that ensued. So I'm going to have breakfast on my past, just to burn it all. It's kind of, what is it, cathartic? I don't know. It's kind of liberating to burn all this stuff and finally let it go after 7 years, or nearly 7 years. Meanwhile, oh, my car's smoking. Van's smoking. That's not good. I've got the rice cooker here cooking. It's set on high right now, and it's cooking in the rear kitchenette. So we're going to be cooking the rice as we make our steak. And then once the steak is cooked, we're going to cook up some eggs to eat with it. So we'll have eggs, steak, and rice for breakfast. We've got our fire going right now. Once it burns a little bit more, I'm going to cut the steak out of the bag here and put it on the grill. We'll see how it does. Just thought I'd take a moment to point out a fire tip. Originally I had a bunch of paper in there, but it kind of burned out and made a bunch of smoke. What I did was smoke. So I went and I broke up some twigs and wood and put it in there, and as you can see, the fire's working a lot better now. I'll let that burn a little bit, and then I'll add a little bit more fuel, and then put the cooking grate back on there. Grate there, but we're going to try to cook our steak. In the meantime, the steak here is looking pretty thin. I hope it doesn't fall through the grate, but we're going to try to cook it using this cheap Dollar Tree seasoning. It's called Supreme Tradition Steakhouse Seasoning. So all we're going to do is just pour a little bit on there, and that's our seasoning. A little bit on this side. Oops. Flip the steak over. A little bit on this side. I'm going to set up our grate and try to put it on there, and hopefully it doesn't fall through and burn. Our Dollar Tree steak is now officially on the grill. And we're going to be flipping it over here in a minute. You can see our steak is cooking. To flip it over without it falling through. It's cooking. Get this. There's our steak. Doesn't that look good? We'll see if it actually tastes good. Meanwhile, our rice has finished cooking. You can see it is now done cooking. So I'm going to shut the vehicle off, and we'll go and take the steak off the grill over there, and maybe start up our eggs. See how they do. We pulled our steak and set it aside here. You can see it's cooked, and our rice is done. I've unplugged the inverter. I've unplugged the system and turned the inverter off. Well, actually, the inverter's still on. Charging up my laptop right now. But I do need to disconnect the system, so let me turn it off. Right now, it's still going through the house battery and the vehicle battery. So I'm going to turn the switch off here. that disconnects the battery here, the house battery, from the vehicle battery under the hood. Now I'm going to leave the inverter on so I can charge up my laptop. So it's pulling like 30, 37, 38, 40 amps or so, or 35 amps. You can see the laptop is charging. So it's charging off the house battery right now, which is fine. Meanwhile, I've got my little pot out here with oil in it. And I'm just heating that up. And I'm going to add a little bit more fuel. So my little twigs here are going in as fuel for the rocket stove. And get some heat there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test the eggs to make sure that they're not bad, because they've been sitting there for maybe even a week in the car. So we're going to try to test the eggs and see if they sink or float. And if they float, then they're bad. If they sink, then we're going to go ahead and try to cook them. Or some of them. Okay, I just did my experiment with the eggs here to see if they would sink or float. And when I try to get them to lay flat down, they're standing straight up, which means that they're bad. So the eggs have gone bad sitting in my car, probably from sitting in the heat in South Florida. I had them for about a week or so, and they already went bad because they're not cool. They were sitting in the heat. See, they're floating. I'm trying to lay it down sideways, and it's standing straight up, vertical. So these are floaters. And there's 2 of them here out of the whole batch, which I suspect now the whole dozen is bad. I mean, there's 10 of them left. So I'm not going to bother making the eggs. That sucks. So I'm not going to have steak and eggs. I had that little piece of steak with rice. I don't think that's going to be enough. So I do have some hot dogs. So I'm going to put maybe 2 or 3 hot dogs to eat with the steak and the rice. So that's what we'll make instead. These eggs are going to be tossed because I don't want to get sick. That's the last thing we need to do, right? Is get sick eating bad eggs. So my water tests, at least, is telling me that the eggs are bad, so I'm not going to bother having them. Meanwhile, we've got our little thing here that we're just going to put the hot dogs in it and let it cook in that. Here's our backup plan. These Galtney hot dogs. They were like 98 cents from Walmart. I'm going to take a couple out of here and then just put it over there on my little pot over there and cook it, since we're not going to have those eggs, sadly. Our hot dog is now frying up. It's pretty good. Had to add more fuel. Add the fuel here on the bottom part. When the fire starts to die out, it makes a lot of smoke. I threw some wood in there, and I added a little bit of paper. So you can't really cook on a pile of paper because it just kind of burns out. At least it did on me. Anyhow, we're going to let that finish frying up. We're going to scoop up the rice and start to prepare our meal. Alright, here's our finished breakfast. Steak, hot dogs, and rice. It's supposed to be steak, eggs, and rice, but you know what? This still looks like a good meal to me. Bon appetit, everybody. I guess I should taste the steak and see how it tastes. Maybe I'll do that before I end the segment. Alright, I had a little piece of the steak, and it's actually pretty good. Probably because I'm really hungry. It's $1 steak. But it tastes like meat, and it tastes pretty good. So I'm going to have my breakfast here while I burn some more papers. See, the fire was blazing because I just put a bunch of paper in there. I'm going to put in some more now before the fire burns out. And just keep burning all these, basically my past, and letting it go. Have a good day, everybody.